Flaming pile.
Big Flaming Pile, not awesome at the Harlem Shake, awesome at t-shirts. BigFlamingPile.com.
Oh man, ladies and gentlemen, thanks once again for joining us. Tim Gray told me today that he actually shot a calendar on his wall several times because it had a bunch of firefighters on it. Weird guy. Here's the news! Half Pints will release its fundraising drink, Queer Beer, to help raise funds for Winnipeg's annual Pride Parade. In response to the city's more homophobic establishments, will be mixing up the I'm Not That Way daiquiri. The notorious Royal Albert Arms Hotel is holding female swimsuit competitions in an attempt to draw in new customers and improve the bar's image. Regular customers, however, will miss the stabbing competitions they knew and loved. A flying car named Maverick crashed in Vernon, BC last week. Judging by its flight patterns, I'd say it's more of a goose. I guess that car should have just driven down the highway to the danger zone. Police in Saskatchewan are cautioning people because suspicious items, such as bones, could wash up in anticipated floodings. And if found, they should be turned in to the police. This was considered by many to be a very strange way to announce they were not doing their job properly. The Canadian government allocated $12 billion toward the war on terrorism after an audit. $3.1 billion has disappeared. Stephen Harper accounted for the money by saying, well, you can't organize a war on terror without tons of hookers and blow. Adrian Dix, leader of the NDP in British Columbia, has suggested BC would be better off separating from Canada. Alberta quickly responded to Dix by saying, dude, don't leave me alone with Saskatchewan. Prime Minister Stephen Harper has made a proclamation that cyberbullying must be stopped. He then met with a clique of friends to plan more attack ads on Justin Trudeau. That mustache. Nobody with that mustache should be Prime Minister. A Newfoundland and Labrador television crew made a viral hit after they filmed a tiny goat riding a horse last week. Video has already acquired tens of thousands of views and is quite cute, but it's no goat riding a horse eating a taco! Yeah! We did it! Oh yeah, clean that, clean that. A woman in Saskatoon was forced to vacate her apartment this week after it became infested with bats. She's left the apartment, but she'll be back. Because she's the hero that Saskatoon deserves. Not the one it needs right now. So we'll hunt her, because she can take it. Because she's not our hero. She's a silent guardian, a watchful protector. Plus, she left her George Foreman grill in there and needs to pick up some mail and CDs and stuff. A recent study released by dating site Ashley Madison shows the most common places that people have affairs in the United States and take their mistresses to are restaurants like Applebee's and Denny's, likely due to their close proximity to both business parks and mid-range hotels like Best Western. The release of this study has led up to 68% of mistresses to question why they even bothered becoming mistresses in the first place. Because those are shitty dates. The bodies of two men from Montreal Mafia were found, shot over 30 times and burned in a farmhouse in Sicily. Stay in school, kids. The U.S. Senate has thrown away an idea that Canadians and Mexicans would pay a border fee to enter the USA. However, North Dakota is entertaining the idea of bribing people not just to drive straight through it into one of the many better states. Michael Jeffries, the 68-year-old CEO of Abercrombie & Fitch, is commenting that his clothing company will not make plus sizes for women because they only market to good-looking people. This outraged many, none more than Sir Mix-a-Lot. A California woman slapped a cop on purpose so she would be sent to jail, apparently because she wanted to quit smoking. and she knew the jail didn't allow tobacco. After in jail, she punched a cafeteria worker so she could go on a diet, and then punched the janitor so she could be beaten handily with a mop handle. The U.S. Air Force official who The U.S. Air Force official who headed the Sexual Assault Prevention Unit was arrested for sexual assault. This has resulted in Air Force officials creating a new department called the Sexual Assault Prevention Unit Prevention Unit. The lead singer of metal band As I Lay Dying, Tim Lambesis, has been arrested after trying to hire an undercover detective to assassinate his estranged wife. Police began investigating the singer after it was noticed that his backstage rider included removing all the brown M&Ms from his candy dish, 24 bottles of water, and one person who hated women and asking questions. Snoop Dogg, or Lion, or whatever the hell animal name he's most recently adopted, has told the press he was actually a pimp for a time and specialized in delivering busloads of women to professional athletes and fellow entertainers. Well, this isn't the first time musicians have lived up to their lyrical claims. Let's not forget when Michael Jackson lived up to his promise to become the creature creeping up from behind you from Thriller. The next Star Wars film is set to be filmed in the UK. The producers are excited to save money on ugly teeth props. A theater manager in Missouri is facing harsh criticism when he organized a publicity stunt for the premiere of Iron Man 3, involving several actors bursting into a packed theater carrying fake guns and wearing full-body tactical armor. Some are calling this the theater manager's worst publicity stunt for a film since the human centipede conga line incident of 2009. Yeah. Now, Mason Storm, former CNN, CBC, and Pulitzer Prize-winning journalist who's reported from Rwanda, Bosnia, and the latest Gulf War, has actually joined the WTF crew, and we couldn't be happier. For his first assignment, we have sent him out into the field, and we join him now, live. Mason, where are you tonight?
Well, Dan, first off, let me just say what a pleasure it is to be working with you and the rest of the WTF team. I can only hope that going forward, you folks will find more newsworthy events to send me out on.
Well, why don't you tell us where you are tonight, Mason?
I am coming to you live from the opening of Winnipeg's latest department store, Zellers.
Mason, did Craig send you on this story?
He did indeed, Dan, and I have to say that at this point the crowds are sparse at best.
Well, the thing is, I think that Craig may have been having a bit of a joke at your expense. Winnipeg doesn't have any more Zellers. In fact, they've all been closed down. Where are you, anyway? It doesn't look very safe around there.
Well, Dan, I'm coming to you from the heart of the West End Business District, from what I thought was a Zellers, but now can clearly see as a burnt-out dumpster.
I think maybe you should just get back in the van and get back to the office as quick as you can. It sounds horrible.
The van is gone, Dan. It's been stolen by Romas.
Why don't I call you guys a cab then?
Dan, you keep saying guys. Tyler is gone.
Is he stolen by the Romans?
Lithuanian kidnappers, Dan. Presumably to be sold into sexual slavery or to have his organs harvested for Chinese businessmen.
Tyler? I can't imagine anyone wanting anything of Tyler's for any reason.
Perhaps to have sex with his organs, Dan.
Wait, if he's been taken, who's holding your camera?
I propped it up on a giant dead rat.
Big rat?
It is indeed, Dan.
Mason, do you have anything to protect yourself with?
I brought one of my Pulitzers, Dan.
Oh, thank God.
Which I have traded for a rock of crack so I can blend in with the animals in this neighborhood.
Wow. Well, you stay safe, Mason.
Dan, I've been stabbed 4 times. I die under the watchful gaze of one of your city's hideous murals.
Hey, school kids work hard on those.
I doubt that very much, Dan.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Tell them I died reporting, Dan. Everyone, stay away from the Zellers in the West End. There are no deals, and it is quite stabby this evening.
Mason Storm, prize-winning journalist, consumer advocate, consummate professional. Godspeed, Mason.
This is Mason signing off. The murals, Dan. So hideous.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mason Storm. And we'll be right back with William Dumont. Or Dumont, if you are French.